Hey guys, it's Maddie. Welcome back to my channel. I have a new background because I recently moved back home with my family and I have my own room. I'm thinking about doing a room tour once all of my furniture come in, but if the lighting looks weird, I'm in front of my window on the floor because I don't have a chair yet. But today we are going to be talking about friend zoning, and I want to give a little advice about friend zoning. So if you want to hear about that, then just continue watching. Okay, so to start this off, I have some notes that I'm going to be sharing to you guys, excuse me. So if you see me like looking down, it's because I have everything on my laptop. So to start off, the best way to beat the friend zone is to never fall into it in the first place. So if you begin a relationship moving towards boyfriend, girlfriend, partner, or lover, then you don't have to fight as hard for what you want. So I'm going to be sharing some tips on making that happen. So I kind of just want to define what a friend zone is. So the friend zone refers to a situation where there's a mismatch in romantic feelings between two people. For example, sometimes there's a sexual attraction mismatch where one person is interested in romantically while the other person just wants to be friends. At other times, the friends are already involved in some way, whether that's sexually or romantically, but there's a commitment mismatch where one doesn't want to commit, but the other one does. So the friend zone occurs in relationships where both individuals' emotional needs are not getting met. Someone is not getting what they want and need. Because all good relationships are built from mutually satisfying social exchange, friend zone usually ultimately doesn't feel very good to either person. So when someone gets stuck in the friend zone, they have entered into an exchange that's not fair or equal to them. The other person is getting everything he or she wants, but the person stuck in the friend zone is not fully satisfied because they're not getting what they want. So in a nutshell, the friend zone person basically sold themselves short because they're not getting what they want and what they need. They gave their friend everything, excuse me, without making sure they got everything they wanted in return. So now I kind of want to talk about why the friend zone happens and how you can avoid it. So there's various of ways to prevent such mismatching happening and make sure that everyone is, on the same level. One of the reasons people end up just being friends is that they're simply not attractive to the other person that they desire. They only create feelings of attachment or comfort around them without any attraction, lust, or any actual feelings towards them. For any number of reasons, then, the friend-zoned individual just doesn't spark the chemistry to make the other person desire them, want them, to be in a relationship with them. The attraction is usually one-sided then, without them receiving anything in return. Sorry, I know I'm in a different position now, but I was sitting on the floor, but my legs fell asleep. So I had to sit on my bed and my computer is on my lap. So anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, being like attracted to the other person. So if someone wants to be more physically attractive for the other person to like notice them, then they can get nicer clothing, improve their body language, and get in better shape. They can also develop social skills and like improving their confidence overall, creating those intimate conversations with that other person. And when you work on yourself, you might end up becoming more than friends with the other person. People who end up in mutually satisfying relationships often match each other on a number of different levels. In other words, they're both roughly equal in traits such as physical attractiveness or education or social status. Although there are exceptions, people tend to attract and be with others who are similar to themselves. So like with me and my boyfriend, we're just, to me, it's like we're just like each other. And we're both in school. We both are around the same age. We both have similar family. So it just depends on who, your other person is. Sometimes a person is in the friend zone because they simply don't match the person who they're trying to be more than friends with. They're just too, not similar to ever really have a mutually satisfying and equal relationship. And sometimes they're trying for the wrong person. Another reason that people end up in the friend zone is that they're too afraid, uncertain, or passive to everyone. Many people approach someone they're attracted to as just a friend because it's easier and less emotionally risky. In other situations, they may desire a committed relationship but begin as a hookup or a friends with benefits because that's too easy, more than being in a relationship with them. People begin the interaction by not clearly communicating what they want and settling for less. Sometimes this is honestly done out of insecurity. Other times it's a bit sneaky, using friendship to work their way in the back door rather than simply facing rejection upfront and personal. No matter what the reason is, though, the process works. If you just know yourself and you know the situation, you have to confront the person and tell them what you are feeling, because otherwise you're going to get heartbroken in the end. Sometimes when you're just hooking up, sometimes they do turn into being boyfriend, girlfriend relationship or whatever, but sometimes you're just their friends with benefits, and you are the only person who can know how it turns out. So rather than getting stuck in the friend zone by being scared or just too afraid to admit anything, it's more often productive to state what you desire upfront, in their face, right away. It is better to make an even, honest conversation than just a scared, oh, I don't know how they're going to react kind of conversation. Do you know what I'm talking about? So if the other person is not willing or interested, then it's better to just simply walk away and find someone else who is better for you. Settling for less than what you desire is not ever worth it. The final reason that people end up in the friend zone is because they're too nice. They do all of the work. They make all of the sacrifices for this relationship. They make it very easy for the other person to be with them. They're also kind of taken for granted in some ways. They're devalued and forgotten because they're just being too nice. People value what they work to obtain and invest in. They have more attraction and respect for people for who they, get favors from. So it's easy to take advantage of someone when they're doing all of the work for you. You don't have to put in any of the work. It's really just crazy. So by doing all of the work, people put themselves in the friend zone while they do all the investing. They develop all of the loving feelings when the other person probably doesn't give two shits about it. Excuse my language, but that's kind of the honest truth. So to avoid the friend zone, effort and investment must be balanced on both sides for both people. Each person must give and contribute to equal amounts to the relationship. Both people's needs must be satisfied to equal measures the best that it can. If the other person doesn't offer, then just ask them. So just ask. It's scary, but it's not that hard. So just to sum everything up, sorry, I'm falling off my bed. People get stuck in the friend zone for a number of reasons. Sometimes they simply don't make themselves attractive to others. Sometimes they pick the wrong person who doesn't match them as someone who they can be in a relationship with. Sometimes they're not bold enough and don't demand a fair trade when their needs need to be met up front. Other times they do too much and don't allow the other person to invest and fall in love too. Fortunately, if you just do a little bit of work, all of these situations that could happen can be changed. The friend zone can be avoided. All it takes is a little personal development to be more attractive, finding the person who fits you, being a bit more assertive about what you need and what you want, and motivating others to give back and invest in you too, because people should be investing in you. You shouldn't be the only one investing in the other people. You know what I mean? It may seem really scary at first, but trust me, it's worth it. You deserve to have what you want. So don't settle for a friend zone situation or a friends with benefits unless that's what you want. Do you know what I mean? So find someone who will be good enough for you to give you what you need to. I know that was a little crazy and it's just like kind of a short video, but I am in a happy and healthy relationship, and I know a lot of people are out there. You know, I've been in the friend zone a couple of times. I've been one of the guys, and you know, at some point you just have to realize that you are enough and you should get what you want and desire. So I just wanted to give you a little advice. I like doing advice videos, so comment down below what other things you want me to talk about. I always like to write down my thoughts on the computer so I know what I'm saying. But thank you guys so much. Give me a thumbs up if you liked this video. Don't forget to subscribe. I always mess that up. And I will see you guys in my next video. And follow my TikTok and my Instagram because I post a lot on there too. Mwah. All right. Bye, guys.